What's up, everyone? Mark here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have another podcast here today, and I have a good friend that I've met over on Instagram. So thank you, Instagram, for being able to connect me with my friend here. He specializes in filming a bit of sports, I think fitness as well, a few other things, which we'll probably get into when we get him talking about his journey. I just want to welcome to my podcast today, Jimmy.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Welcome, Jimmy, man. Thank you for coming along. Just real quick, Jimmy, your full name is Jimmy.
No, my full name's James. So James Saya Wailahi. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Bro, Jimmy come from Australia.
Oh,
Yeah. My family don't even call me Jimmy.
Oh, yeah?
No.
So James Saya
Wailahi.
Wailahi.
Well, my Tongan side call me Missy, obviously.
Yeah, Missy.
Mm.
Oh, man.
No, Jimmy's from Australia, bro.
Oh, who gave you that? Who said Jimmy?
I was working on the rigs, like the drilling rigs, oil and gas, and everyone out there gets a nickname, bro. So, you know, they're not going to call me James all the time. So they first it start off with Jim, then Jimbo, then Jimmy. So yeah, but heaps of names.
And then you just adapted it, eh?
Yeah. Well, I was there for a while, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it just makes me feel home when I get called Jimmy because I was real close with all my boys. So
Yeah.
where James feels like I'm just getting in trouble from my mum, you know. Like,
Yeah. Oh, nice. Well, is it all right if I just call you Jimmy? Just
course,
when we
bro.
go through.
Yeah, I'd rather that.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Jim. So if we could just get like a little, I guess, background description of yourself, a bit of like your ethnicity and all of that stuff, and we'll just go from there.
Easy, bro. So my dad's Tongan, and my mum, she's half Kiwi, half Cook Island.
Yeah.
But she always tells us like somewhere down the line that there's Samoan as well, but I haven't met any of my Samoan family. But yeah, so I was born in New Zealand, moved here when I was probably 8, maybe 9. I think I was 8. And then, yeah, my family, we have a background in farming, like working on the harvest trail, following all the farms to either pick oranges, pick grapes. So we went from New Zealand to Brisbane, and then Brisbane down south to Victoria, ended up in Alice Springs. And then finished my schooling in St. George, which is like 4 or 5 hours from here, way in the bush.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much me, bro.
Nice.
Oh, sorry. Also have 2 beautiful girls at home waiting for me. So my daughter and my Mrs. Jess. So.
Oh, shout out to you guys. Well, so whereabouts in Auckland?
Mangere, Mangere.
Oh, yeah. So you were born there. Did you guys do all your schooling and all of that stuff there as well?
No, I did like kindy, and then because obviously I moved over when I was 8. So,
okay.
Yeah. So just like whatever schooling that was, you know, I'm not really familiar with the terms of what they call their kindy and preschool and like primary, but I moved over here and I went straight to grade 2.
Oh, okay. True. Wow. So you come here to Brisbane. When you came here to Brisbane, did you go to north side where you were?
No, Kingston.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
So I went to Burnaby East.
Logan.
Yeah, Logan. And it was funny because when we left Auckland, going from there, we didn't know what to expect when we came to Australia. You know, like we thought everyone was, we pictured Saudi Arabia, bro. That's what we thought Australia was like. Yeah. But when we come here, we go to Logan, it's like, looks no different to Auckland, bro. All the islanders walking around. So it was actually comforting.
Did it feel like familiar to you coming from Mangere?
Yeah.
To that area? Hey,
it's just hot and flies. Too many flies, bro.
Yeah, that would have been tough too to adapt to the heat. That was the first thing that got me when I first came over. It was just like the heat shock.
We couldn't get over it, Like just the amount of flies that would just, land on your lips and go up your nose. Like we couldn't get over it, bro. And it was so hot. And then we went to Alice Springs, bro. It was like 52 degrees.
That's worse.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what my parents are thinking, bro.
Oh, so did they move up there because of work or something?
Yeah. So wherever the grapes at the time, wherever they were harvesting or wherever they needed workers, that's where we'd go. So I've been to probably maybe 10 schools, bro, just following wherever my parents had to go for work.
Yeah.
I think that's why I am the way I am now. Like I don't settle down. If something looks better over there, I'm gone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Did that kind of affect you though? Like bouncing schools like that as well?
100%. like you'd go to a school and you'd make friends, and then 6 months or a year down the track, you have to pack up and go again. So, but down south in DJ Noise.
Yeah.
So we're on the same street, bro, down in Robinvale. So we went to school together.
Oh, yeah.
So I was there for probably 4 years going to school. You make a whole heap of friends then, and then you have to pack up and leave and then do the same thing at the next school, So I don't have like a close, group of boys.
Yeah.
You probably have, or some of the boys I talk to here in Brisbane, like they've got like mates from preschool, bro.
Yeah.
So I wish I had that, but I don't. And I'm happy, bro. So
right. And then you went to
down south. So we're down in Victoria.
Yeah.
We're about 4 hours outside of Melbourne, and then in a place called Mildura. And then I went to school there for a bit, and then we went up to St. George.
Then St. George. Oh, and then from there
to Toowoomba.
Then to Toowoomba.
Yeah, so I was playing. Yeah,
holy man.
From St. George to Toowoomba, then Toowoomba to Brisbane.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in the city think Toowoomba is country, but it's not really. It's a huge town. Like it's pretty much a little city. Yeah. But like we pretty much grew up in the country. So like going to footy training, and then like if you had to play footy on the weekend, you'd be traveling anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, bro. Or if you make a rep team and it's in Toowoomba, it's 4 hours drive just to go play footy. So yeah, I think at my school, in my grade level or year level, there was maybe 26 of us. So that's 26 grade 12s in the whole school.
Dang. Holy. In your schooling years as well, did you get into any sports?
Yeah. I played sports pretty much my whole life. So started off like in track and field and playing like, T-ball, softball, baseball, volleyball.
Oh, wow.
And then down south in Victoria, I played a lot of AFL because there wasn't rugby down there. There was no league or union at the time. So I was playing baseball, AFL, and then moved up to Queensland, and then they didn't have AFL or baseball; they just had rugby league. So I started playing league. Yeah.
Dang, you're quite active, like in the sports stuff. Like, was that always the go for you? Like, just giving anything a go type of thing, or?
Yeah, I think because my parents are pretty athletic as well. Like,
okay.
They played a lot of sport growing up. Like I was playing, I think under 6s or under 8s rugby back in New Zealand. Like it was only tag, but it was still sport. And just growing up, I always saw my parents playing sport. So my mum every weekend, bro, would be playing something.
No. Do you have a lot of siblings as well? Or?
2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a brother and a sister.
Oh, okay, so 3 of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm the second eldest.
Oh.
Yeah, my sister, me, then my little brother.
Yeah, so you're right in the middle.
100%, yeah.
Are they were they active as well, like you in the sports scene?
Yeah. Like my sister was probably a better athlete than I was. Like she was awesome. But she didn't continue playing sport after school, whereas I kept playing. So and my little brother, he's still playing league now. So
wow. Would that would have been a bit like a lot for your parents as well on the weekends, doing runs to sports, to training through the week.
Yeah. Because where we lived, it's so much travel. Like, sometimes, like I said, to go from St. George to Lightning Ridge, it's like 3 hours drive just to go and play a 45-minute game of football and then drive home. But my mum and dad used to put all the kids that they could fit in their car and drive them all so that their parents didn't have to drive them up. So yeah, we grew up in that space where sport was everything and work. So sport, work, and yeah, that was it, bro.
Man, your parents are very caring to like get the other kids in there as well and take you guys all in one hit.
Yeah, they're pretty generous. Yeah,
far out.
It's a good life out in the country, but like it's, like when you go to sleep at night, you can't hear anything because it's so quiet. So you have a good sleep, and like the only thing out there is like you work hard, sunrise to sunset, eat good food, have a couple beers, go play some footy, and then go sleep.
Yeah,
pretty simple life. And then when I moved to Toowoomba, that was a big eye opener because like I just got my driver's license too, and where we're from, there's only a stop sign. There's no giveaways. I think there's one roundabout, but there's no like lights or anything. So when I moved to Toowoomba, I remember driving into the town and there was 2 lanes going the same way. and I didn't know what to do. And then I rock
Oh.
up to the first set of lights. Man, it was a scary time, bro.
Yeah. Dang. There would have been a lot of adapting for you, eh? Like every time you're shifting around to places, like there's always something new that you'll be learning.
Yeah. And people, trying to adjust to people, because there's hardly any people in the bush. And like, you know, everybody, every single shop, you know them. Like you go to school with their kids or whatever, but there's not many people in the town. So when you move to somewhere like Toowoomba, where there's 100,000 people, it gets a bit overwhelming. And then you step it up and go to Brisbane. It's just a whole nother level, you know.
When did you start filming?
2015 or 2016, I think. One of them.
You're coming up on 10.
Yeah.
Years almost.
Yeah, I'm at 9 at the moment.
What got you into it? What made you start?
Like just before that, I was when I told you before, I was on an oil and gas rig.
Yeah.
So my career, the whole time, all I wanted to do was become an offshore driller, like work offshore, just drill holes. Like, but then I crushed my leg really bad, so a whole heap of weight crushed my leg, and then
at work.
Yeah, and then it took me out. Like I couldn't do physical work for a long time. And then while I was back in Toowoomba, I remember just sitting there. I had some money in the bank, and I just said to my brother, because he was graduating school, I said, "What are you going to do when you finish school?" And he's like, "Oh, I want to be a barber," because he was cutting hair in the school toilets, bro.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Was it like boarding school or something, or
no, just
normal?
Yeah, just normal state school.
Oh, true.
And yeah, so then I opened up a barbershop with my mum. I just said to mum, "I'm opening up a barbershop," and she's just like, "Can I help?" I said, "Of course." So then we went into it as a family business.
Oh, nice.
And so we opened up the barbershop, and it went really good. I think it lasted like just over 6 years. And at the same time, I opened up a gym as well, because I was getting sick of the barbershop. So I went down the road of health and fitness again, because I was a PT.
Yeah.
So we opened up a gym, and then it came to the time where there was more and more barbershops and gyms popping up in Toowoomba. And so I needed to figure out how to do ads and promote myself. And then someone said to go and get some videos made. It's like, yeah, cool. So I rang the video production company at the time who were there. And I asked for 2 videos, bro, a 60-second video for each business and some photos. And they come back to me with $12,000. Like, and at the time, no, for 2 videos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said we can do it for $12,000. And I remember shaking my head. And at the time, like, my ego was so big, bro. I thought I could do anything. So I said, I'll do it myself. So I hung up the phone, and I started using my iPhone, but it just didn't look how I needed it to look. And so my mum, she went and bought a laptop. Remember at like Harvey Norman, when you used to like lease a laptop, and they'd give you either a free Xbox or a free camera at the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So then I said to my mum, please just get that camera. So she got the camera, and I started using that just to take photos. And it wasn't very good either. So I ended up going to get me a camera. So I bought a camera. Then I started shooting like promo videos in my gym and my barbershop, and then posting it. And then it wasn't until another gym owner, he said to me, "Oh, whatever you do for your gym, can you do that for me?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." Because it was just fun for me. It was really fun.
Yeah.
This was before CapCut and anything like that. I think I was using iMovie on my MacBook. It was fun. And so then I said yes, and I went to Brisbane, and I just shot him and his daughter running up and down Kangaroo Point stairs. Bro, it was the most terrible video. Looking back at it now, it was terrible. But he paid me $1,000, and I remember going, "Bro, this is way too much money, man. Like, I didn't do any work." And he goes, "No, you did. Like, you helped us promote this, and this." I said, "I can't take your money, man." And he goes, "Well, I'm sending it anyway." So he sent it, and I checked my account. It was in my account. I was just going, wow, I just made $1,000 doing something I didn't even know you can make money from. And then it took me back to when the barbershop and the gym quote was $12,000. I'm like, I'll see if I can make $12,000 now. So then it just kicked off this obsession, bro. Yeah. So I started just shooting for other people and more people and more people. And then, yeah, now I'm here 9 years later.
Oh, fuck. Man, that's a cool story, eh? Because you opened up shops, and then what motivated you was getting that quote.
Yeah.
You know, um, that's pretty cool of your mom supporting you as well.
Oh, bro, she's like a silent business partner for me, bro, for everything. Like, you know, I struggle to ask anybody for help, but I don't even ask my mum for help. But she just knows if I haven't called her in a week, she knows I'm not doing okay. And then she calls me up. She's like, "What's wrong?" We just have a good chat, and then like I won't even have to ask her. She'll just pay for something, or she'll help me out financially, fully knowing that I'm going to pay it back. Like, so then we turned into more business partners / mum and son, bro. It's like it's an awesome relationship now. So
There's probably a few that do that out there, but you're the first I've heard of. Like talking on that, especially for Polynesians as well. Like,
yeah,
that's beautiful.
it's been a like a rough ride, bro. Like I'm not going to lie, but the things that we've had to go through in life, it's only made us stronger. And so now it's like my mum's got an awesome job, bro. Like she's 2IC at like one of the bigger exporting almond farms in Australia. So, you know, she's looked after pretty well. So then to her, with her mentality, it's like, why would I sit here with all this money in my account if my kids are struggling? And if I'm trying to have a crack and, you know, get businesses going or investing in this and this, like why wouldn't she want to help? Because she knows that the long-term goal is for me to look after my family anyway. So I said to my mum, you're not getting any younger. Like 65, 66 is getting up there. What are you going to do when you wake up and you can't go to work? You know, at least my businesses are going to be here to look after her until she goes upstairs, you know? So
I like the way that you've explained that as well. Thinking of what will come and support her when that day comes when she's like not able anymore.
And she's too stubborn, bro. She'll.
Do you get some of that from her as well?
100%. Yeah.
There you go.
Like both my parents, they're the hardest workers I know, and I know a lot of people say that, but physically, like I haven't seen anyone work like them. So, you know, no matter how hard my days or my weeks are going with videography, bro, it's like all I got to do is FaceTime my mum or my dad, and they're dirty sweat all over their face, bro. Like working 12-hour days. I'm like, my job's pretty easy, man. Like, so yeah, it's easy for me,
man. I think it goes both ways too. I'm pretty sure that you also make your parents happy when they see you doing what you're doing as well.
It's a hard one because like it was hard for me to you know, come out to say that this is what I do for work, because like ever since we're kids, bro, like, you know, we were picking oranges and stuff, you know, after work on the weekends. You know, like we didn't have school holidays. We were working on the block. So, you know, and it was funny because when you go to school and, you know, you see all the other kids who didn't have to work like us, they've got like awesome lunches, bro. You know, lunches that you wish you had. And then you see all the other island kids that we grew up with, and we've all got the same thing. Like whatever fruit was getting picked at the time, bro, would have, you know, maybe 3 or 4 oranges with a muesli bar, you know. So, but it was nice because we all grew up the same.
Yeah. Do you feel like with that upbringing, it's helped you look at your life and things that come your way a bit more different?
I don't know. I'd say so. Like growing up watching or having to work hard, and watching my parents still work hard to this day, that drives me. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, if my parents are still working really hard, I got no excuse not to. And then when you just put things into perspective, you know, like talking to a client, hitting record on your camera and making, you know, a lot of money, it's the easy way to make money compared to what they're doing now. But when I talk to them, it's like sometimes going to get a job it makes more sense to them for me to just go get a job than it is to go ride the highs and lows of getting clients and shooting for them and editing. But they don't quite understand the money I can make in this. All they see is go and get a job, like go and work hard like we have to, because that's the only way to get ahead, which is true in a sense. But I'm working hard, but I'm working hard doing this. Like, you know, I'm doing a lot, 100-hour weeks, bro. Like, and I haven't had a break for a long time. So, you know, I still do work hard, but I just don't work physically hard with my hands and have a broken back, like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I remember I took my mum on a shoot, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. She come up to visit us because she lives down south. So she come up one weekend and I just said to her, do you want to come on a shoot with me? And she's like, yeah. So I took her to a house, bro, and I shot this mansion. It was a nice house. And I remember she was just in the car watching me just like sprint around this house, taking photos and videos of this house. And, I finished up, I think it took me like half an hour. I jumped in the car and she's like, hey, you do a lot of running. I said, yeah. And I said, well, that's like $1,500. And she goes, yeah, right. But she's also been there where there's other jobs come in, which are a lot of money. And she's gone, man, whatever you need, I want to help because this is the way to do it. Not busting your ass on a farm, for 14-hour days as long as you can. So yeah, it's good to have her to support me like that.
Yeah, and it's good that you took her on to see it.
Yeah,
as well.
That's all I wanted, bro.
Yeah, that's right. And I know, like, with parents, like, because my parents are the same. Yeah, my mom. I remember explaining what I do to my mom.
100%.
And then she's like, oh, like, and then yeah. And then once I like show her, then she's like, oh, yeah. So that's awesome.
And I think like what drives me a lot too is, most of us islanders, we weren't raised into a family with generational wealth. Like we've got to make our money. And so, you can't work for wages and expect what all these other people are getting. Like the world isn't set up for that. The way this whole world is structured is that we pay more tax than we actually take home. So to me, my mum sees it too. Like I might be struggling now for this first 10 years, but I'm almost at the 10-year mark now, and things are now starting to work for me. So, and now she can see it, and it's awesome because I know, give me another 5 years and my family won't have to work, bro. So, if it's going to take me 15 years to build enough money to look after my kids and their kids, then, bro, I'm all for it, man.
When you look back at it, 9 years, fast, eh? You reckon? When you look at it,
I did have a year break.
Oh, you did?
I had to, bro. Because just like you were saying before, man, I just had no spark. Like there was, everything was draining. My clients were annoying me, and they're good clients, bro. Like, so I'd wake up tired all the time. Like a normal day would be a 4:30 start, and I won't get home till 9 o'clock. And it's like, yourself, you don't just come home and have a shower and go sleep. Like you're on the computer backing up all your data.
That's right.
Making sure that there's backups. And then when you want to then have a look at some of your footage, and then all of a sudden you're now editing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Got to the point where I went from 115 kilos at my gym to 151 kilos, bro, just because it was such an unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, man. That's another side to it as well, is like your physical changes you go through as well, because everything gets messed up. Your sleep is sideways. You eat, like sometimes you have to go work for ages before you eat. Like it's all
like, just to put things in perspective for people watching. Like yesterday, I had a shoot, and it was like, let's say 8:30 in the morning, and then you finish at 3, but then the next shoot's not till 7:30, and I'm finished at 9. And then the next morning, like just to try and get ahead, I'll come and do a podcast like this with you, but I've got another shoot tonight, which won't finish till probably 11 o'clock. And then you have Sunday off with your girls, but you don't have Sunday off because you got to edit, and then Monday comes around again, and now you haven't had any time off. Trying to set boundaries is the hardest thing.
Far out, man. I understand like that part where you're talking about there. Like, yeah. Dang, it's good to hear though. It's only because you're sharing it, then I start to reflect on it, because so a lot of things change in the things that we do, and we tend to forget some of the experiences we go through until someone speaks on it, and then it's like, oh yeah, I remember that time, So we're just gonna go back a little bit. So when you were talking about the camera that you got and you went and started doing photos and that for your business, do you remember what camera it was?
I remember every single camera I've ever had.
Yeah.
My very first one, all I wanted was a camera with a detachable lens, bro, because I thought that's what a professional was.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so it was a Canon 1100D, It was a terrible camera, but at the time, it was like I could take decent photos. So
Yeah.
I took photos of like haircuts and try to get promo shots of all my products and stuff. So that's what I used, and then I tried shooting video with it, but it wasn't built for video. So then I was looking at a Nikon, I think it was called a D5600, but it was like $1,000. Christmas rolled around and my family decided to put money in to get me a camera.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, sweet. Go and open up my present, bro. And it wasn't the camera that I needed, that I was saving up for, bro, that I was researching. It was a Sony Action Cam, a 4K. And I was like, thank you so much, guys. Like, and then I went to the room, bro, and I was like, why did this happen to me? But I still took it, bro. I tried using it and shooting with it, but the rolling shutter, bro. Oh my gosh. Like if you turn it this way, the whole screen just goes blurry, because the technology back then wasn't that good.
Yeah. And what was it like? There was no mirrorless, I think, at that time. Was it just DSLR?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I was using that for a little bit, and then the GH5 dropped. And then I grabbed the GH5. That was a good camera. Like at the time, I don't think there was a camera better for video specs.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was a lot of things like, for example, like 4K. It could do 4K 60, or 50.
I think it was 50, 4K 50 with a crop, I think.
I don't think there was any other camera at that time that had that.
Yeah, unless you went to the Cine line, which was like FS5.
Oh.
But, no one had 12 grand back then to go and buy a camera like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, A lot of money. So when the GH5 came out, like what drew you to go get that? What were some of the things that stood out to you?
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube University told me to get it, like, bro, I was just looking for cameras, and I think it was Peter McKinnon or something like that, bro. They just kept talking about this camera. I didn't know what a Micro Third sensor was. I didn't know what full frame was. I just got told this is the camera to buy as a beginner. So I went and bought it, bro. And man, it was like the hardest lesson. Now, if I went and grabbed that camera, bro, I'd make some cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
Because I know how to use a camera now.
With your knowledge.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know how to light. I know how to, compose an image properly. But back then, that's not a beginner camera, man. Like,
what were some of the things that you learned from that camera? Like, what were some of the mistakes that you did and then you realized later, oh, dang, I should have did this?
How ISO works.
Yeah.
So all I got told was, to buy an ND filter. If you're outside and it's too bright, keep your, your shutter speed, double your frame rate. It's like, yeah, cool. I put the ND filter on, and my ISO was on auto because I was on auto settings at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then we went from shooting outside to inside the gym, and I forgot that my ISO was still on auto and my ND was cranked all the way.
Yeah.
And so when I went inside, started shooting, got home, and man, like the footage, you couldn't even use it. Like it was so noisy. And then I looked at my camera and it was at like ISO 20,000 or something like that because the ND filter was on.
Yeah.
So that's one lesson, but also manual focusing. Like I just thought, turn the camera on, get your frame rates and your settings right, and just point it wherever you want to, but then
it's so good.
You finish the whole shoot, go back and you're like, how come they're blurry? Like, oh, something wrong with my camera, but it's manual focus, So you learn how to manual focus. That was the most frustrating camera ever.
But you learned a lot from it, hey?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Before we started filming, we were talking about log. Shooting on there, and I liked what you said about like it would have been best to go to the neutral colors and do those.
Yeah, 100%.
Shooting those profiles first when you started. What would be the reason why you said that? So
like when I still talk to videographers now at the top level, and they still have no idea how to use log, and they're only using log because they've been told to use log, or they jump online and it's like, oh, always use log. That's how you get cinematic, whatever. But then you talk to them. And you're like, bro, do you know how log works? And they have no idea. It's just like, oh, I just got to use log because I got told to. Okay, cool. But as a beginner, you shouldn't even be worrying about log. Like that like comes down the track. I feel like as a beginner, you should be worrying about framing properly, understanding your settings, and how to use your shutter properly, how ISO works. But when you've got guys who've just bought cameras and now they're shooting log and they're still shooting on auto, it makes no sense to me.
That's true.
So to me, it's like a GH5 trying to shoot in log and you have no idea how to expose an image correctly. You're just going to run into some big problems, or you can fluke it.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be fluking it at someone's wedding.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy.
Man.
Sorry to the couple that I stuffed your wedding up. I'm really sorry.
Man. No, I like that. I really, really like that, because when I first started shooting, I didn't go to log, I think, until 3 years, 4 years later. I shot in like just the normal picture profiles. I think at the time, because I didn't know, first of all, what log was. I hear it all the time. And I think at that time, I didn't bother to look into it, because I knew from like when I was watching things, I was like, oh, I need to get my ISO better. I need to know how to use my ND better. So I think I was just shooting on normal picture profiles. I just remember going through it and finding one that I liked. And that was it. That I just stuck with that, because I had to try and get better at those other things first before I swing around to log. But it's so true what you say, because I've had a lot of conversations with people as well where they do exactly that. They just go straight to log because it's the profile, it's the best, and it's unless you understand all the basic stuff first, then there's no point.
Like there's videographers that I've worked with, and they're telling me what picture profiles I should be using, and I just ask them, like, what camera do you use? Canon. So Canon is known for unreal colors, and you want to go and use log and try and grade it yourself when the colors straight out of the camera is already one of the best.
Yes.
So to me, it's like, just use the natural profiles, understand your camera and the settings. Don't worry about log. Log can come later. The only time I'd use log, I use log 99% of the time now, only because of ISOs, Sony's dual ISO of 12,800 and 640, but back then with the GH5, if I had to just use the natural profile, I'd probably still use that camera today, because they got great colors. But at the time, I'm trying to figure out how log works and put it in my editing software, and not understanding how to convert it to Rec 709 and just actually coloring it properly. I could have just used natural.
Yeah, the amount of time that goes to waste, say, when we get to the editing point, it's just like, what was the point in trying to shoot like that?
Yeah.
Like my point of view now is very different. It's like I nail all my shooting so that my editing is quicker, but all that, I had to go through so many experiences to understand that.
Yeah.
So now it's easier for me to say things like that to people, because that's what I've learned. Yeah. Just like you, all the years of mistakes were made, and then you try and hand that now to the generation, because there's so many now.
Yeah, so many.
There's so many people coming now. And I think, because I've had a few come through my door as well, and I've had a lot of them say that, do you shoot in log? It feels like if you shoot in log, you're the man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's how I take it now when I hear it from people, where it should be like, shoot. Yeah, if you don't shoot it, there's nothing wrong too. Yeah. Because I there's still shoots that I go and do now where I don't really shoot in log, and I take variables into it. Like, for example, a budget. If someone's budget is not that much, I won't shoot in log.
Natural, bro.
I'll go natural for the turnover. So that's another aspect to understand. So, and you realize these things as you gain more experience in the game. Hey.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I bought a Panasonic or Lumix S1H only for the color. Like, I didn't buy it for anything else. I just bought it because the colors looked natural, and I was sick of Canon and I was sick of Sony. And I used that camera for about 3 or 4 years, Unreal camera. But, you bump into some videographers at events or at footy games, and you just look at their histogram, bro, and it's like all the way to the left. Like, everything's crushed. It's so dark. They're like 5 stops underexposed, but they shoot in log, bro.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Like, if they understood how to expose correctly, then yeah, go ahead. But it's just one of these things that you don't actually need. The only reason why I use log is to capture more dynamic range in my image. That's the only reason. If I'm indoors and I'm just going to go jump on a natural picture profile, bro.
Yeah.
Depends who the client is and what the budget is, like you said.
Yeah. And it's good how you mentioned like dynamic range. There'll come a time when you understand what those things actually are. So then when you do go to do log or shooting log, you know what you're going to get from it. I know for me, like in the past, when I look back to when I first started in the space, I couldn't see the difference between 4K and 1080. I couldn't. And I remember my friend just telling me, "Oh, do you see the difference?" I couldn't, right? Obviously, over the years, your eyes slowly get trained and then you start to notice like different things, even with lenses too. When you pop on a lens, you're like, oh, you can see. But back then, I couldn't. I really, really couldn't, and I feel like that's part of the journey, part of the process is to do things when you feel ready to do it, rather than just throwing yourself in there and you miss out on a whole bunch of important things back here.
Yeah. I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong is they go straight to YouTube, and you got to be careful with YouTube. Like, you only know what you know. So if you go and watch a video that influences you the wrong way, you can work hard as you want, but you're going the wrong way. Whereas if you watch the right videos, like to me, someone like Hoffy, you go watch some of his videos. He's learnt the lessons. That's why he can teach them. Or you can go and listen to a YouTuber who goes, how do I go viral? How do I make videos to go and get people to come to my channel and pay for my LUTs? But they haven't learnt the lesson. There's so many of those influencers that couldn't shoot a video, but they know how to shoot a YouTube video in their home office, So I feel like who you watch and who you take information from is so important. But a lot of people don't, and they get pressured to buy things or shoot things or charge different prices based on other people's journeys or experiences, when really we got our own journey. And the way I did it coming up through, as a beginner, is when I stuffed something up, I would just focus on that one problem. And then I'd go and figure out how to fix it. And I'd go and put it into play, whether it was at the park or in my bedroom, like, just shooting random things around my house. But I put it back on my computer and then I go, oh, I fixed that problem. Now I go to the next thing. But I didn't try and fix all this to get a cinematic image in the very first week.
I think it's important for people to understand that this game, this space here, is not a race.
No. Marathon.
You gotta be happy with the way you move and the way you learn. Like if and I feel that there comes down to how well you know yourself.
Yeah.
Because the pressure from the outside can be full on.
But it's like a good example would be, like, as you know, I'm going into more the coaching space now. Like, I haven't had enough of filming, but it just hasn't sparked anything for me. Like, I can go on a really good budget film, shooting some really cool stuff with some high profile athletes and stuff, and it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, it's boring for me because, like, I've been to Saudi, shot at Tyson and Usyk's fight. Like, I don't know how you can get any higher than that in a boxing event, but because I've experienced it, I don't know how to. I can't match that again.
Yeah.
So then to be asked to go and shoot at the local RSL for someone's fight, it's like, oh yeah, cool, man. Like, I'll come and shoot it for you, but I don't really want to. So the same example would be like, you look how well Hoffy's doing in the teaching space. He's so clear and concise in his messaging.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go down into the coaching space and I just tried to copy him and try and do exactly what he did, bro, I'd get it wrong every single time. I could probably make it look like his, but I wouldn't have the same messaging as his. So, and the other thing too is, like, when people come to me and ask for advice, if he's already got the videos there that has helped me or someone else, just refer them, bro. Send them straight here. If he hasn't made a video about something that they're trying to, achieve in their journey, then you can probably help them. But if the video is already there to help someone, it's easier for me to just go, hey, bro, I'm sending someone to you right now. Boom. send them off. So whereas a lot of people, there's just a lot of copying and remixing of the same crap, bro.
And what do you think? Like, I'm just curious to know, like, what do you think why that might be the case? Why people may be copying other people or doing something similar to what's already out there?
I definitely think it's because it's that, instant gratification. Like the barrier to entry, like to get into videography is so cheap now. Like these cameras that you're shooting with used to cost $15,000 each, or you can go on Marketplace and buy them for $2,000.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to get into it. It was back like, when everyone wanted to be a PT, you get sold this dream that you can be a PT, make $5,000 a week, but really it's harder than it looks. It's the same with videography and as a creative. Everyone's got a laptop, everyone's got a phone. They can do graphics on Canva if you want to. So the barrier to entry is so low that everyone can do it. But then they see all I got to do is make a video like Hoffy, go viral, and then now I'm going to have 100,000 followers. But that's not how it works. So that's why they get into the industry. They realize, man, there's a lot of work involved. And if I want to level up my, my kit to go and get higher paid jobs or better budgets, better campaigns, better clients, I've actually got to go and invest tens of thousands of dollars, not just my $2,000 off Marketplace. Then they either give up or they go and find shortcuts or they just stay the long road, bro. They play the long game and they just level up over time. So that's what I think. That they're the three kind of people that are actually in this industry.
Man, that's a good point. Really, really good point, eh? I do notice that as well. Like just going back a little bit, how you're talking about how you just got into the coaching space. You touched on it a little bit saying like, do you feel like that's where you're pulling towards now?
100%.
To go help people?
Yeah. Like, because I was about to actually just give up. Like, just to be honest, I was about to just pull the pin. But I've given up in the past, bro, and it got me nowhere. It led me to regret. Like when I was playing footy, all I wanted to do was play NRL. And I let the words of a couple people at my club like get into my head, and I've gone, maybe I'm not good enough for this. So then I just gave up. But then as I got older and older, I'm like, man, I could have played. But I made that lesson in the past. I won't make it again now. And so to me, giving up is just packing up, selling all my cameras, and then go finding something else to do. Whereas I've got all this knowledge of 10 years that I know I can help someone. And I wish I had someone like myself or Hoffy when I first started. So now it's like, I said to my missus for the last, I don't know how many months, I said, man, this is draining. Like I started looking for, jobs back on the rigs or just doing something because I just didn't want to do shooting anymore. And so then I just started talking to people and I was like, man, I've actually got the answers to a lot of these questions that people are asking me. And, I started putting up like, those ask me anythings on my stories, bro. And I'd get so many people that I didn't think I would get. And I'm like, oh, I can answer that. Boom. And there hasn't been a question now from hundreds of messages where I haven't had the answer. So then I sort of slept on it and I've gone, maybe I can help them in this way. This is going to be my last sort of effort. And if I can't, do this well, I will go find something else. So yeah, then a couple of my mates that I've been helping, I just got them on a call, started talking to them, and then they're like, man, you should definitely do this. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, nice.
And it's actually sparked a lot of energy for me.
Yeah.
Like I wake up going, I can't wait to jump on this phone call and see how I can help this guy's problem or this lady's problem. So
that makes me feel happy, man, for you. Like hearing that, because I'm just curious, like what made you get the dip?
The burnout.
Oh, it was a burnout?
I can't really say it was burnout. I think it was my daughter come along and, like I'm okay working long hours, bro. Like I said last night, I did almost 18 hours. That's not a problem to me. But the problem is coming home empty to my daughter or to my missus, So then it's like I need to try. And the more, like the way I look at it now is the more I go and get more clients, it sort of just like makes the problem worse. It's like I'm just going to be even busier and busier. So trying to free up more time to spend at home, with the girls that's my number one priority. And then, just running into some clients that I just didn't enjoy talking to or working with. And then, being with, certain clients for a long time and then just feeling like they just didn't really value or appreciate what I do for them. When we first start, it's like, oh my gosh, like look at the content you're creating me. This is awesome. Fast forward a few years and it's just like, oh bro, can you send me this? Oh, can you do this? Oh, can you send this to them? And there's no thank you. Whereas thank you means everything to me, bro.
Dang. Because you just giving that answer just made me have another question. Because you've obviously worked with a lot of clients over the years. How do you go about like trying to find a client that you feel you would work well with? Do you have a process?
I used to have a process that I found online on YouTube, but it doesn't work. Like trying to find what they have told me just doesn't work. What works for me now is just working with what I know. So construction and oil and gas, I know that. I've worked in that. I know the people. I know their language. So when I go and have a coffee or a beer with them, I'm talking to them and we're speaking the same language. So that's easier for me to go and get work with them than it is for me to go find another industry that pays a lot of money, but I have nothing about.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Not sure if you noticed, but like my personal branding is just all towards like athletes and sport and gym because that's fun for me. Like I live in the gym, so it's like that comes easy, but none of that makes money for me. Like it makes a little bit of money, but nothing compared to what my company does working in construction and oil and gas. So with the oil and gas stuff, like that's why I'm in Toowoomba a lot because I do a lot of campaigns for those sort of industries, but I don't post that online. I just don't. That's what makes my money. I'm just going to leave my business clients where they are. And then I come and fill my cup up shooting the stuff that I really love, like the gyms and the footy.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to find what you're good at or find what you know. Like, man, I feel like all we do is talk about Hoffy in this bloody podcast, eh? But
go for it, man.
you look at like Hoffy when he first started, bro. So he's a chippy, right? So he's a builder. He started on his tools, just doing After Effects, like all those sort of stuff, the tracking, because he knows that. He knows how the tools work. He knows construction. So that's how he built his skills. Whatever he did that come after that, who knows? But with me, I've tried real estate, bro. Real estate pays awesome money, but I don't care about people's houses. I don't care about real estate agents driving in these, expensive cars.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. So when I finish the shoot, all I want is a thanks, bro. I'll see you at the next one. But it's not like that. They want to talk to you how good they are and how they're a celebrity and how they want to go. Like, I don't care about that. So yeah, I made good money in it. I shot it for a lot of years, but it started like affecting me negatively. Like all I was doing was working for them and no appreciation. So to me, it's like stuff that, yeah. So now I just work with construction and oil and gas. And because they know I've done the hard yards working on the rigs, we have this mutual respect for each other. Whereas I can rock up, man, they're so thankful and appreciative, and they pay the most that I've ever worked for.
Fire out, man. There was a lot of good information there that you just shared. The key or the core thing that I got from it was just finding the lane that you enjoy the most or that well.
I think like just to elaborate on what I was trying to say, when I talk to a lot of creatives, they're trying to make their like passion their full-time income, which is fine. We all want to do that. But
some of them want to do it quick.
Yeah, too quick.
Yeah.
And what they need to understand is you still got to pay your bills at home. You still got to keep a roof over your head. So do what needs to be done. And then in your spare time, go and try and make a living out of shooting the stuff that you love. But we live in a world where they go, no, I want to go and shoot CrossFit gyms and I want to go and make $100,000 doing it. Good luck. You might make it, but you're going to be working so much. So to me, what I've learned over the last, sort of 9 years is do what pays the bills and also do what fills your cup. And now I'm like, the only problem I have now is going, I can't find the time to do both now. That's a good problem to have. Whereas if I'm still making money on my company doing construction, oil and gas, that's a good week. If I'm working full time doing that, my bank's going up. And if they have 2 weeks where they don't need me, I'm shooting gyms and now my cup's getting full, So it's a good balance for me now.
Yeah.
Whereas I got guys, they see all my stuff shooting with Dave Nika and they're like, man, I just want to do what you do. I want to shoot full time shooting with boxers. 95% of boxers have no money, So how are you going to make a living out of shooting boxers? So it's hard.
Yeah. And sometimes, because for me, it's like what you said before, you don't share the oil stuff that you shoot, right? You share like what you actually, the other stuff that you enjoy. The money might not be there, but you're fine with that because you've found this balance, right? Some of us creators get caught in what we see, like that glam stuff, right? Oh man, they shot this boxer is gonna probably pay well.
Yeah.
Man, and then you get there, not really, right? And I feel that there starts the draining process.
Yeah. 100%.
Because you've built it up and then you go do it and it wasn't really what you thought it was going to be. But then sometimes you do it again.
Yeah.
And again and again. And then because I know for me, I have a family. So when I come home and I don't have any money, that's the hard conversation.
100%, bro.
When you got to sit and you've been away from home all these hours, sitting in front of your computer all these hours, and then your missus is like, oh, what did you make? What did you get? You don't want to say it because right? Like what it is, you just got caught up in all this excitement for nothing.
That takes me back to a funny story. I got asked to go to a high performance camp down in New South Wales to shoot. And I was like, at the time, my mindset was just say yes, figure out the rest. And so I said, yeah, bro, I'll come. Anyway, he goes, oh, do you know who you're shooting for? I said, no. I said, but I'm keen. And he goes, oh, you're actually shooting for Sonny Bill. And I'm like, cool. And so I said to my missus, oh, you want to come with me? We're shooting with Sonny. And she was like stoked, bro. Like he was my idol growing up, but I don't let any of that affect me. And I actually go the opposite. I just show them that I don't care that they're a celebrity, And when we rocked up to the camp, I sort of pretend like I didn't know who he was, like just weirdo, man. And he walks up, he goes, hey. I was like, hey, bro. He goes, do I know you? I said, I don't think so, bro. I don't think I've ever met you, man. And he goes, oh, I'm Sonny. I said, oh, I'm Jimmy. That's how the conversation went.
Yeah, right.
And so I shot him for the camp because it was him heading back over to the Toronto Wolfpack when he joined was it Canada, I think? Yeah. And so we were there the whole time. And, even when it finished, bro, most people wouldn't charge Sonny. They'd go, man, just the experience is enough.
Yes.
But I'm sitting there going, nah, bro, this is not going to pay for my fuel, man. So, but the good thing is Sonny called me and he goes, bro, have they paid you? I said, no. And he goes, oh, meet me here. So I met him around like where he was staying, just puts his hand in his bag, bro, and he made sure I was looked after. And so I'm like, I like this guy because of his integrity, like he could have just let me, bro, I've worked for a lot of high profile athletes, man, that still haven't paid.
Wow.
Yeah. And they got way more money than my whole family combined, bro, but they couldn't pay. So, it is what it is.
Man, that's so similar with a lot of people that I know that go shoot these names, these people, and they just think that, oh yeah, won't charge him, but surely if I drop this, I'm gonna get more jobs. Like you know what I mean? Like you just have all these ideas, like, oh, I'm gonna get jobs anyways from this that will make up for that.
Yeah,
some of it doesn't.
Well, the Origin that just went, I got asked to go and shoot at the ladies' Origin to do follow them around at training. And then when they come to the part with, but we've got no budget, I'm sitting there going, no, sorry, man. I don't care about Origin. I don't care if I had to shoot The Rock, bro. Like I need what's going to put money in on my table or food on my table. Like the way I look at it now is like my daughter is going to school next year, bro. Like that's not cheap. How are these exposure jobs going to go and pay for her schooling? So to me, it's like, I don't care about that. Go get someone else that needs that. I don't need it. I need money. So, and everyone in the oil and gas industry, they're all the same mentality, bro. Like nothing's for free. Like just because we're mates, nothing's for free. So if you come and do the work, you get paid.
Bro, I take my hat off for you for opening up on that, because I've never had this conversation with anyone on my party.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so good, because I usually think of these things like outside. You know, we talk about it with my mates when I catch up with them. You know, but never like on a party. But when you brought it up, it's so refreshing, because it just takes me back to certain instances. And sometimes a lot of it's not mine. It's just what I talk about with other people.
100%. Yeah.
You know, and that mentality is so important to break, because at the end of the day, like, who's going to pay the rent? It's just like what you said, who's going to pay your power? Like, that name is not going to do anything. That name's a name. That's all it is, you know? They'll go play their sport. They'll go do their fight. They get paid.
They don't care about
They
you. Bro.
they get that, right? But what do we get? Like,
100%, man. And yeah, there's brands and businesses out there, bro. Like when they need you, man, they're all for you, bro. They'll pump you up. They'll make you feel like you're, the next biggest cinematographer coming up. But at the end of the day, bro, they just need content. And they're going to say whatever they can for you just to go and shoot, fully knowing that there's a high chance you won't charge them. Whereas I know so many shooters, bro, that I talk to, and when I speak to them about this, they sort of get like a bit withdrawn, which is it's understandable, but it's not my problem. Like at the end of the day, I need to feed my family, bro.
That's so good. I'm just sticking on this here because other things keep popping up into my mind as you're talking it. I remember I got a call from, I think it was one of my friends. This was funny because I haven't heard from him for ages, from this particular person. I didn't hear from him for ages. When I started to jump into this space, all of a sudden, like, I start to hear from people that I haven't heard from.
Yeah.
Right. And he was telling me that he needs to shoot for this particular fighter. Like, I think it was a bare knuckle fighter. And he's telling me that he's going, like, this video will go and Conor McGregor will see it. They say all these names. So it's so true what you said, because to be honest, from my point of view, I had this excitement build up inside. Like, I actually had it. So, and I'll be honest, man, like the money went out of my head, because I just thought, oh, if he sees it, there might be an opportunity there. That's the key word. There might be, like, not knowing, like, because it was just the name. Once he put the name, everything else went out the window for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we got to the point where I asked him, oh, yeah, when do you need the shoot done by? And then he said the date, but I already had a shoot on that day, so I didn't take it. Probably the next day, I thought about that conversation, and now I felt so good that I didn't take it. Yeah. I really felt good. It was just in the moment, I just got sucked in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just when you say things like this, like, it's so refreshing to me to hear, because it's so true. You hear these names, go do this, but then you held your ground because you knew your purpose. Yeah.
It's funny because, like, do you know what I get a kick out now? Like back when I first started, man, I used to get so excited when I'd slow down 60 frame footage to 25 frames, or shooting at 100 and, like, oh my God, I still got my slow-mo. I'm so cinematic. Like, I used to get excited about that.
Yes.
Now I get excited when I get turned down because I'm too expensive. Like when I send through a quote, then they say yes to it, bro, and then it looks after my family. It's like, man, this is a win-win. And you just learn and learn and learn. But when they just keep saying yes to all your quotes, you're too cheap, bro. Like way too cheap. Whereas now I go by be expensive or be free. Like I'll come and shoot it for free. I don't need your money. But if you want to do a business deal and I'm going to shoot for you, it's not cheap at all. So that's how I live by now.
Wow. What got you into that mindset?
Being poor all the time, bro. Not being able to pay rent, like doing exactly what you said, like working long weeks and long days, coming home to my girls and I've got nothing. Like, working all these time for all these people and they don't even say thank you. And then you walk into the door and you're broken and you're tired, bro, and you still got nothing in your account. Man, you got to do something about it. So, it's taken a long time, but I look at the last sort of 5 or 6 years before switching on a bit as that was my apprenticeship, like I learned what I needed to learn. I learned about the people that I don't really want to work with. And I learned how business works. So, to me, there's really only two ways to make money. You either charge more or you work more, or you find someone else to, come on board and you take a cut. But, you have to understand how to make money or how to create art. Some people try and blur the lines. Like they try and, create art and then hope someone's going to pay them all this money for it. But that's subjective. Like not all of us see your art as the same way you see it. So, I learned a valuable lesson with a client, whereas I'm looking at this work going, yeah, this is unreal. He straight up just put holes to it, bro, and said, this is not what I want. Like, yeah, it might look nice, but this is not what I asked for. Yeah. And so what he wanted was me to walk around with my iPhone and vlog. But I was going, man, if you're paying me this much money every single week on a retainer, no, I'm going to give you the full cinematic experience, bro.
Yeah.
But he didn't want that. And so I lost a really big client that way because I just didn't listen.
Yeah. Wow. Man. This I love this part of the convo.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I really love it.
Well, you won't last in this industry if you don't know how to talk about money. If you don't know how to talk about money, charge money, and stick to your word. Like integrity plays a huge part in business. What you say to one client and then you go and change it up to another client, word gets around real quick and then all of a sudden you've got no clients. But, trying to blend the two with creating art and creating money, you have to understand the difference. You can still get paid to create art. But to me, the best compliment is when my commercial clients message me after 5 years of working with them and they say, Jimmy, we're sick of this boring commercial look that everyone wants. Can we just get you to shoot it the way you shoot it? And I'm like, no worries. So now I'm creating art for them that I love, getting paid commercial prices, bro. So that took 5 years, but whereas a lot of beginners will walk up to a client and go, I'm going to chuck on my orange and teal LUT, chuck some slow-mo in there, and this is what you're going to want. And commercial business clients, bro, they don't care about cinematic. They don't care about color grading. They care about, can you do the job? When's it going to be done by? How much it's going to cost? That's all they care about.
Man, that's so nice to hear, man, because from the creative perspective, I'm not saying this like this is with everyone, with every creator, but there are some out there who would see another creator's video that they've made for a client, right?
I can do it better.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the famous line that always comes up. Oh, I did this for this person. I can do better than that. Not realizing, and you don't know what the conversation was between that creative and the business. It's just what you see, and then you automatically think like, oh, and sometimes some of them will know what they got paid for that, yeah. and they follow up with that famous line, I can do better, right? Like,
yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, the business or the client went to that creative, not you, right? So whatever that creative created, they love it. They got paid for it. That's business. That's work,
That's exactly right.
I like how you touched on the money side as well, because that's another big hole in like among the poly creators, is that like a lot of us know how to create, but when it comes to like what you said, talking about the money side, stumble.
Like to me, it was hard when I first started to ask for $300 for a 5-hour shoot on a Saturday night, bro. Like they said, oh, can you send me through a quote? I'm like, oh man, like when I was working on the rigs, I was on $350 a day. We'll go $350. And then I sent it off, bro, closed my laptop, went to the gym, didn't want to see the response because I'm like, this is hard. And then now, like it's not $300, bro. It's like $250 an hour. So it's a big, big difference. But if you can't learn how to talk about money or ask for money, you won't get any money.
And to get to that point with what you're saying a little bit back, where once you send it off, you're happy if they say no.
Yeah.
Like that there's massive, I'm at that stage too. I've had conversations with some of my friends as well about the wedding space. I still film weddings today. I don't go looking for them though.
Yeah.
Because to me, I remember telling them that like, if I don't get it, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Yeah. It took me a while to get to this like sense of peace. Yeah. Because when I took that year off and I came back again, the one thing I promised myself is that I'm going to be more kind to myself.
Oh, that's the best, bro.
Because I put too much on me before, you know. So that there's so much good lessons that I took from having that break. And so coming in with this mindset where like, oh, I will just give my price. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, all good.
You know, like what I tell a lot of beginners too is a free job doesn't mean free labor where you just go and work for them hoping that you're going to get a client out of this or hoping that someone's going to see it. Like that's a big waste of time. So, and it cheapens your brand because word gets around that you're happy to go do free work. So then everyone's going to call you, bro. But to me, it's just like when you can say, if you ask me to come and shoot a free video for you, or if you said there's no budget, I'm going to say, I'm going to take the job on because I like you and I don't mind that client. I think that's a pretty cool brand, but I'd like to come away with maybe some BTS or some frames for myself, or maybe like a written or a visual testimonial from yourself just to tell people how I was to work with. That's gold, you know, like when you go and put up a testimonial on your page and people click on it and go, well, this guy's awesome. He's worked with Mark doing this, this, and this. And they said he's a hard worker. He had attention to detail, blah, blah, blah. That's not a free job now. You got a testimonial out of that. So, but when you just go, I'm going to go and give them the best video ever, and then they're going to call me back. They're not calling you back. They just needed content.
Man, that's a good tip you gave there, getting back feedback like that, especially testimonials, reviews. Like, man, Google's massive for that. Hey, a lot of people would go to Google, type in, and just read reviews. Yeah. Reviews just to see.
Or if I asked you, bro, I'll come and do it for free, man, but is there any way that you can get some BTS shots of me working just so I can build up my website? Yes. You know, like that to me means more than money. Yeah, because it's your brand, you know?
Far out. That's I like that one. I really like that share there.
This is all from past experience, guys. So, you know, I've done a lot of free jobs where I thought I was going to get clients and I got nothing.
But it's so good to bring it forward, you know, talk about it, because that's the best day, is to talk about our past experiences, both good and bad, you know. But like looking that we're still in it now, looking at what it's done to us now, like, you know, there's so much, there's always a learning to take from it, and another new version, a better version of us that comes out of that, you know, man. So let's go into your coaching space now, if that's okay. So I've seen it. Sorry, we'll take one step back. When you're doing like the talking about putting up the questions, the Q&As on your stories, I've seen that a couple of times. I've read some of your stuff that you shared too, man. A lot of it on my side, like I can relate. I can really relate. One of the things that I liked that you talked about was you it was something to do with like a camera and a lens, and you said you would buy a lens. Yeah. I can't remember what the question was, but it must have been something to trigger you to say, you know, that you would pick a lens over a camera body. Why is that?
So the amount, like I reckon the most amount of questions I get every week is, bro, what camera should I get? Yeah. You know, and it's a fair question. But when I first started, man, I reckon I've wasted. I reckon I've wasted close to 15 grand, bro, just on buying a camera, selling it, buying a camera, selling it. Oh, this one doesn't do what I need it to do. You know, sell it. Like, so I've learned so many lessons that I wish I didn't learn. And now it's like the lenses that I bought back then, bro, I've still got them. So, you know, like a lens you'll have for 15 years, 20 years. Yeah. Like we're still using lenses that are, you know, vintage lenses. So, you know, what I learned real quick was to date the body but marry the lens, you know. So, you know, go and invest more money into a lens that you know is going to give you the images, whereas a camera is just a sensor. Like anything under 5 grand, I reckon they're all the same thing. They're all the same camera, but the difference between like a Sony, I don't know, 200 to 600 mil compared to a, you know, 300 mil prime or 400 mil prime, like they work different, but the image quality is like next level. One's a money maker, one just get you by sort of thing. So to me, if back at the start, if I knew that I was going to go down the commercial route, I'd go and buy the best lenses I could afford. So maybe 3 lenses, and I'd still have them today. But now, 9 years in, I'm looking for the lenses that I want to use for the rest of my life, you know? So,
That's right.
but cameras, I've gone through 6 cameras now, you know, in 9 years. And if I had just saved up that little bit more and bought the camera at the time that was the best, like for example, FX3 right now, anyone can go and buy that camera and it will suit them well for 5 years. It is unreal. But instead, they're going to go, no, I'm going to go buy the A6700 and then I'm going to upgrade to the FX30 and then I'm going to upgrade to the FX3. Like you've just downed $4,000. You should have just bought the FX3, you know? So,
So true.
yeah, lenses are everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and another tip, stop putting cheap NDs on the front of your awesome lenses, please.
I've made that mistake too.
Same.
I like what you're talking about, like the buy, sell. That's me. I went through that phase so bad, like
when you could have just bought these G Masters.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like the amount of things that I've bought in, and then like what you said, it's just like, oh no, I need to do this one to do it. And then just sell, buy. Same thing for lenses. I was doing the same thing for lenses. And yeah, so much money like out the window. The funny thing is like the things I say to my missus, I need this. This is what I need. And then I go and get it and I don't tell her that I'm a seller.
Yeah.
Like, it's because I already know. Like
I had a construction shoot on Thursday. And I've been telling Jess, I need the Sony 12-24. It's only $5,000. You know, she's like, oh, we've been putting it off for months, bro. And then the gimbal, the Osmo 3, the pocket, I looked at the top and I was like, oh, that's a wide lens. So I went to the shoot and I shot the whole project on the Pocket 3, bro. I went home and I had a look and I'm like, man, this is way better than my FX3 because of the technology, the inbuilt. Like I don't have to do anything. It's from the camera, ready to go. I'll send it to my construction clients. They're going to go, thanks, Jimmy. This is awesome. You know, and like I didn't take my FX3 with the gimbal and I just walked around with my little, So it's still what needs to be done.
And that comes down to your knowledge and experience you've gained over the years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mistakes and all, you know, like when you brought that up, I was like, that's 100% true. I remember a convo that I had with a creative probably 2 years ago, where he was doing a shoot and then he said to me, "Oh man, my camera's not good," but his lens. I said to him, I was like, I think you need to switch up your lens. Yeah. Your camera is fine. Like what you need it to do, it's all there, but switch that up and you'll get good quality. You know, go for like, because what he wanted, and it's also because he compared his to mine. Yeah. I shoot in prime, so I could only explain certain things, and I was just saying to him, "Oh, your zoom won't get you that," you know. But he wanted to sell his the whole thing, and so I was just like, "Nah, dude, just get the." But that's because I made that mistake.
I think that's what makes a good coach, though, is the life lessons. You know, the lessons that you've actually learnt. But yeah, but I'm one person that I don't care what I've failed in the past. You know, like it's all a learning experience for me. So if I can help someone not make that that same lesson, or brother, that's everything to me. You know, that's being a nice person.
I'm so happy that you stepped into the coaching space. I think there should be more stepping into the coaching space.
I think there will be now that AI is here.
Oh yes, yeah. But you getting into that space, that's so good. You've had a few come through?
Yeah. So just for the first sort of week or two, I just didn't want to charge anyone because I wanted to go and get my confidence up as a coach and like seeing if I actually have the answers for certain questions, because it's not what you know, it's what you don't know. That's like as a mentor or a coach, is if someone asks me a question and I don't know, the best thing to do is just to refer them to someone else. But I still want to know how to fix those problems. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just go through and just have a chat with people. I've got 2 tonight. And yeah, I think when you look into their eyes after the conversation and you see that's a sense of relief, or they're just happy and excited to go and grab their camera and go to the park and shoot their kid on a swing, like that's really nice for me. Like it's a nice feeling. So, and you know, like not being able to charge people for this first 2 weeks, it's been a breath of fresh air for me, because if you can do it for free, you can definitely do it getting paid.
Yeah.
Like it's the energy too. Like we talked about before, when your motivation's at its lowest, and you're not getting paid, you won't be sticking around for very long. Yeah. So when you're motivated and you're getting paid for something, it gives you energy.
Because your one is I have my way of what I give out to people to see. You've got an actual website. You've built a website that people can go on and
it'll be ready next week.
Oh, still going.
Yeah,
nice. Because I'm not too familiar with like how to build up a website and that stuff. Did you do this yourself? Is it easy?
It is. It's pretty easy. Like there's so many sites out there now, like Squarespace and stuff. But I can't remember what I used. I used. I'm gonna have to send you a message on that, bro. Because it came with like a full thing. To build like a store to. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'll have to send it to you, bro. Sorry.
Nice.
But in this website, it's just like when I go and shoot events, just put photos up for like $10 or $15. Like I went and shot my niece's rugby game last week, and all the parents want to buy photos of their kids because they saw the ones of my niece.
Yes, yeah.
And so when they're up on my site, like I can just put up a story saying, "Hey guys, I'm shooting at this event. The photos will be up in a week." I've got people from a CrossFit comp that I shot 2 weeks ago. They're all saying, "Oh, hey, can we buy our images?" And so to me, instead of me just leaving them in a hard drive, just edit them, chuck them online, and people can just start paying for them. Like $10 or $15 times. Like I took 4,000 images at that CrossFit event, and let's say if only 500 got sold at $15, like that's easy money.
Man, that's all good. Yeah.
And so on that, below it is just like a coaching option so that people can click on it and figure out how to shoot like this so that they can make their own money. And then that goes into my, like a calendar store where they can just find a time, click on it, and then it comes to my end. I just set up a call and then we just see how we can help.
That's good. Like, before you got into that space, did you feel you needed something to give you a good kicker again?
Yeah. I was, like I said, I was pretty close to just going back to the FIFO, bro. That's my default. I know I can make money out there. I know I can work hard. So to me, it's like whenever life gets hard in the city or business doesn't go too well, my default is to just go back out there, do some work and put some money in my account. But now I'm looking at it like it's a bit of a cop out now. So, just because business gets hard doesn't mean you turn around and go to do something else. Just find the problem, fix it. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, nice. I think I watched a story a while ago of yours where I can't remember who it was. Somebody was going around asking questions and it came to you, and I think your answer was something like you believe for us creators we're problem solvers.
Yeah.
Like, so people come to us with a problem and then we figure out what it is and then help solve it through what we do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of creators don't get. Like they just want to make a cool video. I had a coaching session 2 days ago, and they were so fixated on just, shooting the best looking videos. But that's not helping anyone's problem. That's just you making cool stuff. Whereas when you can actually talk to your business clients, a lot of my business mentors are my own clients. And I still charge them, bro. They're the ones telling me, no, lift your price. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Add an extra couple zeros or an extra zero. And he goes, yeah, that's better. Send it through. And they pay me it, bro. Like,
wow.
But I've built that with them for a long time. I did a lot of cheap shoots for them, and now we've built together as a company, and their company's built using my content. So now it's like a good relationship.
Man, that's so good, man. I feel like with going back to what your student was saying to you before, sometimes I feel like other creatives seek other creatives like approval.
Yeah.
When they go to post things, it's like you then validate or approve, like if you like my stuff, if you comment on it, it's like, oh, he likes my stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, like you're looking to please the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
The client, a lot of the clients, man, they're just basic, simple people.
Yeah.
They just want, like, if the quality is high, but the video is very simple. But then we look for this, we then push our creativity. We put all this pressure as well on ourselves because we're doing it for the client, but we want to make sure that these guys like it as well. Like, They ain't paying you.
Exactly right. Bro.
They ain't paying you.
It's such a common problem. Like I said, at that last coaching call, I was literally explaining to him, stop trying to please the wrong people. Like the only people that cares about your cinematic experience is other videographers, whereas your clients, they don't care about that. And he was like, oh, but they want me to shoot in vertical. So shoot in vertical. He goes, yeah, but I want to shoot in landscape. So, but they want it in vertical. Or we can just shoot in landscape and just crop in as long as you've got your guides. But, you know, a lot of creatives they're just comparing themselves to the wrong people, or they're comparing themselves, but they're actually seeking validation from the wrong people.
That's right.
Whereas I've unfollowed so many creatives, bro, because you get so wrapped up in what they're doing, and then you start watching what they're doing. You're like, oh, should I be doing that? Should I be putting in film burns and all that sort of stuff, and you know, sound designing all my videos? The answer is no, you don't have to. If your client has never asked for it and is still continuing to pay you for it, and they're stoked for the work that you're sending them, then don't do any more. Like, you don't need to go and make it a big experience. You're just creating more work for yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to go and create an awesome spec ad or a video that you're happy with, sure, go spend all that time and put the sound effects in and all the transitions. But if your clients that are actually paying your bills don't care for it, stop doing it.
That's so true. It's and it's, you're only speaking from experience as well. I'm the same. You know what I see, some things that are similar. I love seeing things pop up on my grid that are different from everything else that's going
100%.
on. I love that stuff.
Makes you think.
Exactly. Some of the things that I see that are different, they're so simple.
Yeah.
Very, very simple things. Sometimes they just trigger an emotion.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I'm an emotional person. I love to watch things that make me feel a type of way, you know? But yeah, anything that's different from the normal out there, I love that stuff. You know, support that stuff all the way. But it takes a lot of courage for somebody to do that, right? I just feel that at the end of the day, man, like if that's what you want to post, who cares? Hey, just put it out there.
That's what I do, bro. Like if I want to put something on my page, it's like, I don't care if I only get 2 views. I'm putting it up because I know the right people, when they get sent my profile, they're going to jump on my profile and watch my videos anyway. Yeah. So when they click on it, like, I'd rather have 100 views and 5 people call me for $10,000 projects than 10,000 views and no money. Like, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Whereas I said to another coaching client, you know, stop being a brand ambassador for your client, like shooting for them and posting up all their work on your feed. Like,
yeah,
you're just gonna, you know, you're actually not posting your work, you're posting their work. That's why there's director's cuts as well. You know, when I go and shoot a job, I don't post the client's job because I don't like it. It's crap. Like, that's what they wanted. I go and post my own version because that's how I wanted it.
Far out. We've had mad chat, man.
I was looking at the time and I'm like, this means we had a good conversation, bro?
I think just to kind of like wrap things up, Jimmy, what would be one of the advices that you would give out to creators today?
I think the advice I would say is to, 1, be nice to yourself all the time.
All the time.
When you first get started, you're not going to be as good as you like. And it takes years and years and putting runs on the board to even start to find your own style. You're not going to get it straight up. It's not going to take you 6 months to go and make all this money or to go and get all these clients. It's going to take a long time. So understand that you're here to play the long game. Otherwise, you know, you should just go back to just being a hobbyist and just doing it for fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to turn this into a long-term career, understand that this could take you 10 years. You know, like an overnight success takes 10 years. Like when you understand that, you go, oh, okay, this is going to take some time. But understand that you're going to stuff up all the time. You're going to get things wrong. You're going to blame your gear. You're going to sell your gear and buy better gear. You're still going to be in the same spot. But at the end of the day, you still have to be nice to yourself, because if you're not, it's a downward spiral and there's a good chance you'll probably, and it shows in your work. I can watch someone's video and go, they had a bad day that day, or they're really lazy. Everything's shot in the same lens from the same angle, so it definitely comes through your content. But be nice to yourself, understand it's a long process, and be enjoyable to work with. I think that's how you get more clients. That's how you get referrals. I've worked with some shooters that were so good at what they do, but they were the worst human to be around. I would never want to sit and have a coffee with them. And so I'd never call them back. I'd never get them on a shoot again. So, just because you're good at what you do doesn't mean everyone wants to work with you. And yeah, I think that's about it, really.
That's some good advice. Hey, really, really appreciate it. And man, Jimmy, I'm grateful for you just coming through today and just having this talk with me, this chat over the potty. A lot of good advice, a lot of good tips, and I just love our insights that we went into today. I'll be honest, like I didn't plan for our convo to go that way, but I'm so happy it did, because a lot of this stuff, like I said before, I've never spoken with another creative on that. So like, yeah, thank you.
Oh, good, bro.
Thank you so much for that. Just to wrap things up for everyone that's listening, I will drop Jimmy's social media handles on the description below. Like we were talking about today, if you guys have any questions, if you want to learn, especially like in this coaching space, man, I encourage you guys to jump on. But if not, just send for a message, because I see it all the time. He'll put up a Q&A. It just opens the door up for anyone to ask questions. And so, yeah, man, again, thank you so much, Jimmy, for jumping on.
Good, bro. Sorry it took so long, man.
No, it's all good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate it.
Love your work, man.
That's us.